Today we'll talk about the average. Have you heard this word before? We read about the average weight of a gorilla, the average height of a giraffe, or the average lifespan of dogs. This means how much most gorillas weigh, how tall most giraffes are, and how long most dogs live. You also see average on your report card. To be able to know how you've performed during the year, you need to see only one number that represents all your work, grades, and effort, and this is your average. Even our phones use average. Did you know that your phone calculates the time you spend using it? I get a weekly notification that tells me how much time I spent on my screen per day throughout the whole week, and whether that time was less or more than the week before. This helps me control how much time I spend on my phone because a lot of screen time can have a negative impact on my health. This table shows the number of hours of sleep a person needs every night. If you are 10 years old, you need 11 hours of sleep every day. These numbers are averages. People are different, and we need different amounts of sleep. Some people sleep less hours, and others sleep more. The average shows the amount of sleep that the majority of people need at a given age. Do you know what this is? This is a rain gauge. It is used to measure the amount of rainfall. When it rains, the rain gauge collects the rain, and the average rainfall in a certain place is measured. The average rainfall of this day was 15 millimeters. We can see this average to compare rainfall to other days throughout the year. Can you think of more examples by which averages are used? Now that we know why we need averages, we must learn how to find them. Watch this math episode of Madrasati to find out. George loves playing video games. He wanted to know the average number of hours he spends playing per week. So he decided to time himself over 5 weeks of time. And that's what he recorded. Each of these bars represents a week. He spent 8 hours playing video games the first week, 4 hours the second week, 2 hours the third, 6 hours the fifth, and 5 hours the fifth week. Let's help him find the average. I will rearrange the blocks. If each bar had to have the same amount of blocks, what would the amount be? Each bar now has 5 blocks. This is the average. George spends an average of 5 hours playing video games per week. However, we can't always use blocks to find the average of a certain set of numbers. That's why we will learn 2 easy steps. Step 1, add. Step 2, divide. First, we will add up all the numbers in the set to find the total. 8 plus 2 is 10, 4 plus 6 is 10, 20, plus 5, it's 25. Second, we divide this sum by how many numbers there are in the set. A total of 5 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 25 divided by 5 equals 5. The average is 5. If these numbers represent the time it takes one to drive from the town square to the supermarket, some drivers drive faster than others. It might take some people 4 minutes and others 8 minutes to make this drive. But if driving at a normal speed, it will take 5 minutes. That's the average. Let's look at another set of numbers. Tia received these scores on all her math tests this term. Can you find her average? First, we must add all the scores, and then we divide by 4 because there are 4 scores. 320 is the sum divided by 4. The answer is 80. Tia's average in math is 80 over 100. Notice that Tia received an 80 on one of those tests. There are 2 marks less than 80 and 1 mark above 80. What information does this bar graph show? The title says, Time Alex Spends Biking. These numbers represent the time in minutes that Alex spends biking every day over a week, from Monday all the way to Sunday. Let's help Alex calculate the average time he spends biking every day. On Monday, Alex spent 10 minutes biking. On Tuesday, he spent 50 minutes. How much time did he spend biking on Wednesday? The bar is between 20 and 30, which means 25 minutes. 30 minutes on Thursday, 35 minutes on Friday, 20 on Saturday, and 40 minutes on Sunday. Let's add 10 plus 30 plus 40 plus 20 equals 100, plus 50 equals 150, plus 25, 165, plus 35, the answer is 210. Next, we divide. Alex spends an average of 30 minutes biking every day. This line shows the average. If we take out the parts above 30, above the average, and add them to the bars below this line, what happens? All the bars would be equal. Look at this set of numbers. This time, I will not ask you to find the average. I am going to give you 3 options, and you must guess the average without calculating. Let's use some common sense. Which of these options is the average? Notice that option A, 15, is the smallest number in the set, and option B, 24, is the greatest. Can the average be the greatest or the least number in the set? Not really. The average is usually the closest to all the numbers in a set. In this case, option C is the answer. The average is 20. It's between 15 and 24. The numbers in this set represent the temperature in degrees Celsius, taken at different times during the day. If we were asked about the temperature today, we won't list a whole set of numbers. We only need one number, the average. The temperature today was 20 degrees. Let's now listen to a song about averages.
An average is a single number that represents a list of numbers. An average is a single number that represents a list of numbers. We find the average, we add then divide. What's the average of 0 and 20? The average is between 0 and 20. It's close to 0 as much as to 20. Did you guess it? The average is 10. An average is a single number that represents a list of numbers. An average is a single number that represents a list of numbers.
Ready for a final challenge? Find y, the missing number in the set, considering that the average is 5. So the average of 2 numbers is 5. One of the numbers is 7. What is the other number? To find the average, we would add 7 with y and then divide the answer by 2 because there are 2 numbers in the set. The answer to the division sentence is 5 because this is the given average. So, which number is missing here? What divided by 2 equals 5? Think about the multiplication table. If 5 times 2 equals 10, then 10 divided by 2 equals 5. 10 is also the answer to the addition sentence. 7 plus what number equals 10? 7 plus 3 equals 10. Y is 3. The average of 7 and 3 is 5. In this math episode, we learned about averages. See you next time. Bye.
لمشاهدة المزيد من الحلقات زوروا سات7 بلس.